Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Mary. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to read skincare ingredient list. First part of this video is important things that you need to know about ingredients. First thing which I want to tell you that if you are new to this, always look for full ingredient list instead of key ingredients. A lot of brands on their website and on other shopping sites always will list only key ingredients. Another thing is, don't believe all the claims that are mentioned on the packaging of the products and the claims that are made by the brand. Always look out for the ingredient list, because that is what will tell you how many skin benefiting ingredients are there and whether it will actually help your skin or not. Next most important thing is that ingredient lists are always listed in the highest to the lowest concentration. If you see in the ingredient list, the first ingredient is aqua water. The entire product is composed more of water and then follows the other ingredient. I had this habit of checking the ingredient list since many years, so I know that you won't find the complete ingredient list on other shopping websites like Nykaa or even Amazon at times. Sometimes on Nykaa it is inaccurate, it is not complete. The list, they will just show 4 ingredients, so the list is not complete of the product. So don't refer to these websites, always refer to the brand's website. At times even their own website, they don't list the complete ingredients. It's quite a hassle when it comes to finding the ingredient list. This information should be easily made available to consumers, but it's like a treasure hunt, so you really have to spend a lot of time in finding out the ingredient list, especially if you have sensitive skin and you want to see whether if there are any skin sensitizing ingredients. When it comes to Amazon, at times there are some customers who would in the review section post a picture of the product and they post a ingredient list also, so that also becomes very helpful at times. But again, always refer to their website, because that will have the most accurate and up-to-date information. A lot of brands, they don't display their ingredient list even on their website. Their advertisement, their claims say that their products are natural, herbal and all of the good stuff, but when it comes to displaying the ingredient list, they are not very transparent about it. They are not very advertising in that area. So this is one thing they should take a note of. Be more transparent when it comes to ingredient list instead of all those claims and everything. What is more important is ingredient list, and that should be displayed first, rather than we as consumers having to go and search for it. So a lot of bigger YouTubers and influencers are talking about it and bringing it to the attention of the brand. So I hope this brings about a change very soon. Let's move into the second part, which is talking about some of the most common and controversial skincare ingredients. There are a lot of common skincare ingredients which has been very controversial recently because of its association with a lot of studies that claim that these ingredients are very harmful for people. So some of these ingredients are SLS, SLES, parabens, silicones, mineral oil and of course fragrance. I avoid sulfates in my shampoos and face washes. The reason is not because of these studies, the reason is because it does dry out my skin a lot. My skin is sensitive, and it when I use sulfate based products, it dries out my skin and my hair. So when I switched to a sulfate free product, I noticed a difference in the hair fall, a difference in the texture of my skin, and that is why I went sulfate free. When it comes to fragrance, I avoid it because it is sensitizing and it causes a lot of breakouts on my skin, and it's not just for sensitive skin. I feel people of all skin types should avoid fragrance because it does not have any skin benefiting ingredients. Now these ingredients are very controversial because there has been a lot of studies which showed these ingredients being used in a very high concentration, and they showed signs of causing some kind of a hormonal disruption. And another thing is, these studies were performed at a very high concentration of these ingredients, not how it is formulated in skincare at a very low concentration. So let's move into the next section, which is how to read and identify some common skincare ingredients. I have been doing this practice for the past few years, and which is reading ingredient list. There are certain common things that I noticed which I want to share with you. One particular ingredient can have a lot of different names, so because of these different names, it becomes difficult difficult at times to know which ingredient has been used. So silicones are one thing which is put in a lot of skincare products like moisturizers, face creams and all of those formulations. It has a lot of feel good factor. It makes the skin feel very soft and smooth, and that is the main function of silicones, which is why it is present in a lot of makeup products and face creams. Mostly silicone names often ends with CON or CONE. For example, dimethicone is the name of one of the silicone that is put in a lot of skincare products. Cyclopentasiloxane is another silicone based ingredient which is put in a lot of products. Let's talk about SLS and SLES. Full form of SLS is sodium lauryl sulfate. SLES is sodium lauryl ether sulfate. So if you see anything with the word sulfate in it, that is most probably the surfactant, which is SLS or SLES. If you see sodium lauryl sarcosinate, that is not sulfate, that is another surfactant which is used in place of sulfate these days in skincare products. Sulfates are usually surfactants, which is like a foaming agent which is put in face washes, shampoos, conditioners and all of those things that is meant to form lather and foam. These days instead of these there are other surfactants that are used, which is quite more gentle than sulfates, because sulfates can be too drying for dry skin people and for sensitive skin too. If you don't have a problem with these products containing sulfate, then you shouldn't switch. But if you have dry skin then, and if you feel that it is drying for your skin, then you should switch to a sulfate free skincare product. Let's talk about parabens. Parabens are the most controversial skincare ingredient because it has gained a lot of bad reputation as causing hormonal changes and endocrine disruptors. Yet again, parabens is got a bad name due to all these fear mongering marketing tactics, but it is actually not bad. I will link certain websites which you can check out for further reference. It is a preservative that is used in a lot of skincare and makeup products, which is actually very beneficial for the product as it preserves the quality of the product and increases the shelf life of the product, and it is not bad for the skin as well. It is one of the most safest preservative, safest ingredient used. Parabens name is often very easy to identify. It will come with a first name and then the word paraben, like there is methyl paraben, there is propyl paraben. Next thing is fragrance. I have already made a detailed video talking about fragrance and I've gone more in depth about it, so I'm not going to speak much about fragrance, but this is one ingredient which you should avoid because it has zero benefit for the skin and it is just harmful and sensitizing for the skin, especially if you have sensitive skin. I avoid fragrance in all of my skincare products as much as possible. Another major reason to avoid fragrance is because it's like an umbrella term which these companies use to mask their other ingredients. So if they list an ingredient called fragrance or perfume or parfum in their ingredient list, they can hide hundreds of other harmful chemicals in just with the name stamp of fragrance. Another ingredient is BHT. This is one harmful ingredient if it is used in the formulation of more than 0.1%. Same goes with essential oils. Essential oils, BHT and other preservatives that are used in products that should be formulated in less than 0.1%. If it's anything more than that, then it can be harmful. So as I was speaking about the umbrella ingredient term, there are other ingredients also which can come like an umbrella term for to hide a lot of hundreds of different harmful ingredients. As I mentioned about fragrance is one of those things. Another thing, base QS. You'll find this in a lot of skincare products. Now this base QS means the base product, which they don't want to reveal. They mostly say that this is to have their own formulation so that other companies don't copy their formulation, but then again we don't know what's hiding in there. Or cream base is also another term used in a lot of moisturizers and cream based products. They will either use base QS or they will use cream base. So avoid those products which don't give you the complete ingredient list, because you are investing in those products, you're investing your time, your skin, you're risking your skin with these products. Make sure that you get that transparency from the brands that you invest your money in. I hope it was easier to understand and you found something valuable in this video, and if you did, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Make sure that you are subscribed for more of such skincare related videos and makeup too, and you can find all of these videos from the description box below. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.